Welcome back. We are still making Tilted Table. We've made these coins here, and we've done a lot to help the player, and that's wonderful. I want to hurt the player. We need to make a couple of lose conditions. I'm thinking, first of all, what happens if the ball rolls off the table? Right now it really can't because we've got these walls. What if they went away? This actually isn't enough. Let me show you. The ball will still hit invisible walls. Ah, don't you hate it? All right, we got to make the walls visible. What we're going to do just for right now, just for testing, we're going to cheat and we're going to raise the walls like really high up. By the way, this looks really goofy, but if you wanted to like have your player peer through something, this is how you would do it. And anyway, if you just notice, the ball falls off the table, but there's nothing happens. We're just kind of stuck now. All right, let's fix it. I am going to make these invisible just for testing. We'll definitely work with them later. We come back into main. I'm going to collapse some stuff. I'm going to make a new Area3D. Ta-da. We'll call it off table detector. There we go. And it's currently mad because we don't have a collision shape 3D, so let's fix that. Right click, add node. Collision shape 3D. Do you remember at the very beginning of this when I was like, we'll probably break some of these rules? Here's one. This really doesn't need a mesh because you don't really need to see it. I guess if you really wanted to, you could add a mesh instance on there and make like spikes or flames or whatever. Ours is just going to be invisible. But it wants a shape. So I've got collision shape 3D highlighted. I'm going to come over here. Clicky. Where's the box? There it is. So now I've got my brand new off-table detector. I'm going to put it down below. And now I've got this little wireframe cube just sitting here. And I'm going to edit the shape of the box. So I've clicked on collision shape 3D, come over to shape, click on that. And the actual numbers kind of don't matter. We just need it to be bigger than the table. How are we doing? Yeah, that's probably right. I could leave it there just for my own amusement. I'm going to set the transform back to nothing. Make sure everybody's nice and centered. Which seriously doesn't matter, but I did it. So now... Oh, wait a minute. I have messed up. I actually need the Y to be low. There we go. Now, we've got this Area2D lurking below the surface. And what should happen is when the ball rolls off, it should hit the Area2D. Now, we'll never see it. Let me turn my visible collision shapes off in debug. We'll never see it because we didn't give it a mesh instance. Beep, but I promise it did hit. So like we learned in the other previous episodes, pretty much Area3D, or 2D, but 3D, pretty much all it does is sit around, and if something hits it, it runs some code, sends out a signal, on and on. Sounds good, let's give it some code. I have off-table detector selected, and I'm going to come down here to script, give it a new script. What a good-looking title for my script. I think that's amazing. Now I'm thinking when the ball rolls off, we'll do something. I've got to click that little node. I've got that clicked. I'm going to come over here. I want, because remember our ball is a physics body, So I want, when the body enters, I want to double click and I want to connect that to the off table detector. Connect. Done. For right now, I'm just going to restart the game. And that looks like get tree dot. There's actually a couple ways to do this. We're just going to do it this way. All we're going to do is we're going to change scene to the main scene again. Easy. You would think R-E-S-E-T. You'd think that would exist. It doesn't. All right. So what should happen, let me save, let me neaten myself up a little bit, is when the ball goes careening off the table, the whole game should just reset. And it does, so we know it's working. Now, in the future, whatever we want to happen when the ball goes off of the table will go there. For right now, this is fine. If we want something fancier, we'll put it there later. Let's come over here and look at our table. If I turn these outer walls back on, and I put them back where they were, maybe kind of. It's pretty close. Adorable, but the player is so safe with this. I want to hurt him. We're going to put a hole in the wall. Pick a wall. It kind of doesn't really matter which one. And it doesn't entirely matter which one you start with. But this box shape 3D right here, instead of 15, let's make it 10. And I'm going to click on my mesh instance and pretty much do the same thing, except I'm editing the mesh. It's already open for me, but if it's not open for you, you have to click on the mesh and then 10. Aha. Actually, we made 2 holes. If you just wanted it to be 1 hole, you just slide it like that. Do I want 2 holes? Can my ball fit through both of those holes? You know what? I'm going to Control Z to reposition that. I don't know if my ball can fit through those holes or not. I'm going to try it. Oh, it can fit. Splat. All right, I think I like that better. In my head, this should have been 1 hole, but no, I like 2 holes. We're doing 2. Okay, I gotta quit playing with it. Let's hurt the player more. I want a hole in the floor. And what makes sense is that I show you the hole cutting node and we put that in and it makes a hole. That doesn't exist. I've tripped on that. I've seen beginners trip on that. If you're really slick in Blender, what you could do is go make a shape in Blender and then import it into Godot. I'm pretty mid in Blender. Sorry this is how you find out, but what I'm going to do instead, let me see. Yeah, Z is what I want to edit. We're just going to have to kind of composite it together like Legos. I have edited the shape to have a Z of 10, and I've got to edit the mesh instance to have a Z of 10. Do I want 2 holes? No, I want 1. I have to show some restraint. And I'm going to move... I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard. I'm going to select both of these guys. So I've got the collision and the mesh. And I'm going to move them both at once up here. Yeah. Now I'm going to, with both of them highlighted, I'm going to hit Control D on my keyboard. And I duplicated them. But if I move him down, I'm on my second collision shape. And I'm going to click the little arrow, make unique, because right now it's the same as this collision shape. Let me do the same for my mesh instance. Click the little arrow, make unique. Now I'm on my collision shape. I'm going to click box and I want it less wide. So instead of 15, let's see what 10 looks like. How did I make it 18? 10. And then mesh instance. Click on it, make it 10. I'm going to highlight both of them. Ooh. Ooh, right? Hole go big. Let me save. Oh, it's our new day. I just realized one of the coins is on that hole. We can move it. We can't. Oh, no, 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 no. I know what we're going to do. We are going to move it. But we're going to move it right to the edge. Ha 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 ha. It's a challenge coin. Okay, come back to me. Hit play. What should happen? We should be able to drop through the hole and the game will restart, right? Splat. Yep. What's going on with my debugger? Let me look. Oh. Okay, interesting. Removing a collision object node during a physics callback is not allowed and will cause undesired behavior. So it's working fine. What this thing is saying is that it doesn't like changing the scene while it's doing something with some physics body. It doesn't entirely matter what. A whole lot of time, this error is fixed with await, get, tree, process frame. So like that's a common Godot hack, but it's one that works. So, oh well. What it does, it's like, okay, wait one frame, Godot, just one frame, figure out whatever it is you're doing, and then change the scene. And let's see if that error goes away. I don't think that happened in my reference project. That's interesting. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be because it's getting rid of the coin and trying to change it at the same time. Splat. The error's gone. I'm not too worried about these guys. Okay, this is challenge mode. I'm going off script, but I think we can make a ramp. This is pretty much the same process, so I'm going to speed this footage like way up. All right, as you can see from, it's hard to see. There's a little, yeah, it's easier if I click on the collision shape because it makes it orange. I have made a really, really tiny collision shape and mesh instance. And I'm going to drag them right here. We're going to make a sick ramp so that we can do tricks off of. Now, how in the world would we make a ramp? With both of these guys highlighted, I'm in the transform. Where's that rotation? I think we're rotating on Z. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, okay. I can't see. I need to be closer. Yeah, that's pretty ramp-like. I'm going to maybe set it to 20, just so we love round numbers. Nope. Needs to be negative 20. There's an evil part of me that wants to see if I can tune the ramp to where you can get it on the edge. That can be a special challenge for later, because I don't know if you all want to sit and watch me, like, set up a Daredevil course. Let's see what this ramp does. Oh, I had the game running the entire time. It doesn't seem to have minded. All right, here we go. Give myself a little bit of speed. And... I should put the coin at the end of that jump, but I don't know. I don't have a way for the player to recover. Maybe I could put a timer there that, like, didn't reset the level immediately. I don't know. I do know that I have a sick ramp, though. All right. That's all I've got for you today. We are going to be hurting the player more in later episodes. I am obsessed with the little bonk that the ball gives right before he... Oh, I went off. Before he hits the wall. But anyway, you take care of yourself. Take it easy. Have an excellent one. I'll see you next time. Make games. Hey, real quick before you scoot, I am on buymeacoffee.com. It's kind of like Ko-Fi and Patreon together. If you found this video helpful or useful, I would appreciate you coming over here and checking this out. If you are willing or able, you can donate on this page.